Hey everyone, Jeremy from Moonshine Marketing here today. Um, Going to talk a little bit about switch gears back from free Instagram hacks to paid stuff. One thing that's been really hot out in the world right now, and honestly is kind of at that point where Facebook was a few years ago, so a pretty golden opportunity is Amazon ads. So Amazon ads are interesting in that they are ads that only run inside of Amazon, only for Amazon products, which seems really limiting. But when you consider that Amazon is one of the largest marketplaces in the world, maybe second only to like Walmart or something like that, and certainly the largest digital marketplace, you see that it's a pretty golden opportunity to capture a lot of customers that are looking for, maybe what you're selling. In Maybe what you're selling, and they're already kind of in that buying mindset, right? If they're looking something up on Amazon, they are ready to purchase, or at least thinking about purchasing. And the other thing is that the trust factor with Amazon is incredibly high, so it's going to convert very well, generally speaking. So we're going to set up an Amazon, just a really simple Amazon. AMS marketing services campaign today, and I'm gonna go through and teach you how I do this. So today, what we're gonna do. So when you get into Amazon ads, you have to have a Seller Central account, and we can get into setting up Seller Central a little bit later. But today we're just gonna focus on the ads. You go up to the top, you go to Advertising Campaign Manager. You'll have to do a setup the first time. I've done a setup already, so I am already going to jump in. Typically, for most of you that aren't going to be Vendor Central, Seller Central, you're going to be limited to two sort of Amazon ad types. One is sponsored products, the other is headline search, right? Headline search is going to be a showcase, a collection of your products, branded logo, and custom message at the top for customers looking like for items like yours. Sponsored product is promote individual products and use keywords to target searching for products like yours. So I'm going to do a sponsored product campaign today. So we're going to, this is for, client, once again, graciously, Tanks That Get Around, tanksthatgetaround.com, check them out. They aren't sponsoring me, they aren't giving me any money, but they are letting me be 100% transparent with all of the ad data or all of the ads data, and being completely transparent with the process. So big thanks to them for agreeing to be the guinea pig for all these experiments. So campaign name, so Tanks That Get Around, mostly funny shirts, right? Focus on that sort of thing. So we're gonna, do a campaign today, and we're gonna call this the Denver campaign. Company's based out of Denver. This company is based out of Denver, Colorado. They do some themed shirts around Denver, so we're going to do that. So there's two different kinds of ads, ad targeting schemas that Amazon does. Now, one is automatic targeting, the other is manual targeting. Automatic targeting is going to scrape basically your product offerings, and Amazon will put together an ad target for you. I have not used this extensively, opting for manual targeting, but today we're going to have a little bit of showdown so that I can show you kind of the differences of this when I report back some results. So, automatic targeting, we are going to select for this campaign, and then I'm just going to, oh, sorry, really jumped the gun there. So, I'm going to do, we'll just narrow it down to one. If you've ever been to Denver, there is a giant, terrifying statue out in front of the airport that's beloved or colloquially known as Blucifer. And Blucifer is just a giant blue devil horse that guards us as we take off and land from the airport. And the legend is, I don't know if this is true or not, that it fell over and killed its creator during its commission. So, and they decided to use it at the airport anyways because I don't know reasons. So I'm just going to add all 168 variations. These are variations because of their size. And there's two designs. There's a Lucifer that is smoking or appears to be smoking something. I wouldn't, No. And then there's one where it's the drunk Lucifer. So we're going to add all of those, and then they've got the different sizes and colors and things like that. That's why there's so many variations and SKUs. So we've got a default bid. We're going to go ahead and bump up that default bid a little bit just because I want this to serve, so that I can turn around and tomorrow in the video lead off by saying, what the results were of manual versus default, or automatic versus manual bidding. Negative phrases, we're not going to do any. I just want this wide open, right, and see how Amazon basically showdown Jeremy versus Amazon when it comes to ad targeting. So I'm going to launch that campaign, right, and then I am going to go to the campaign manager here. Back to the campaign manager, and we did Denver campaign, and then I'm going to create another campaign that's going to be, again, a sponsored product campaign. It's going to be Denver campaign manual, right? So I can look and see at a glance what we're doing. I will also give that $10. I am going to do manual targeting with this. Now, when I do manual targeting, I'm going to go ahead and add the products first, and then I can go and show you how that I do manual targeting with Amazon. It's pretty actually simple. Most of you should be able to handle this, so hopefully we should be able to get you to a place where, yeah, we can get this. You can all be running some level of mildly sophisticated Amazon ads here within the near future once you get your products all on Amazon. So we're going to go, I'm just adding all of these different shirt variations in at the moment. If it'll load, and stop making me look foolish on video, and it is loading, so I think just one more page of adding these products. 50. Yeah, then there's just the final page here. Okay, so we have all 168 added, right? So now, what we can do here, so this is how I do keyword research. Ready? It's super complicated. We've got funny shirts. We've got Denver shirts, right? So Denver shirts. Here we go, right? We got Denver shirts here. So, we're looking to see if there's any brands. We're going to do a quick look Spreadshirt. That's interesting. I'm going to open up Spreadshirt right now. Oop. Alright, pop-ups are fun. Denver, Colorado shirts. Okay, so this just looks like a general one. So I'm not finding any local shirts, right? So Denver shirts. So we're gonna look up Denver shirts right now. This is a tool called KW Finder. It's kwfinder.com. This is interesting. This is mostly Broncos gear. Interesting. So I wonder if I try Colorado shirts instead. Right. Colorado shirts. There we go. Now we're talking. Look at all these Colorado shirts, right? So what I'm going to do is KW Finder. This is a free edition of this tool, right? You can upgrade and get more, and I actually encourage you to. It's a tool that I love and use a lot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go select all 50 of those, and I'm going to copy the keywords to the clipboard. I'm going to go back to Amazon. I'm going to go to inner keyword there. Go to match phrase type. Now there's 3 types here. Broad contains all keywords. That's a little too broad, right? So you could, you could put something like glass in there, and you'd get everything from glass chandelier to, glass aquarium to, pint glass, right? That's not what we really want. Phrase contains the exact phrase or sequence of keywords, right? So if somebody could say blue Colorado t-shirt, right? And that would show up if I just had Colorado t-shirt. And then exact match is only the exact match. So if I have Colorado t-shirt, that's literally all it'll show. If there's a hyphen, somebody puts a hyphen in the search, that would exclude it if I didn't have a hyphen, etc. And now these all have different tools, right? So there's different methodologies to doing keyword research, and I'm not going to get too deep into them, but basically for our purposes, you can think of it this way. You either start with broad and narrow down, or you start with exact and build out, right? Doing the phrase match is sort of the middle of the road. And then what you typically want to do is take your exact matches, ones where you know you have a super high conversion rate, break those off, and put them into their own ad group so that they can have their, so that you can crank the budget all the way up because you know those are super qualified leads, right? And then you want to start putting in negative keywords of ones that aren't. It's an ongoing process. We'll get into keyword optimization and more SEM stuff later. But for right now, we're just talking about Amazon ads. So I'm going to paste in all of these, right? And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to do Lucifer. I'm going to take all of those, right? And a lot of these, they aren't necessarily really relevant. So horse sculpture, stable, so Lucifer. So you know what I'll do is I'll just probably add those in manually. I'm not seeing a lot of relevant. So Lucifer, Lucifer. Now Amazon does recommendations too, and you can feel free to use those, right? They're generally pretty good, actually. So Lucifer, Colorado, shirt. I'm just going to select all those keywords as well, right? So you can go up to 1,000 keywords. Typically, you do want to go up to 1,000. I'm not going to do that today. I am going to increase this bid here to $1. I'm not going to do that today. I'm just for the purposes of this test. I am not going to add in, yeah. I'm not going to actually add in any negative keywords right now. However, you should use negative keywords, right? And especially as you go, you'll want to add in negative keywords. Those are going to be what optimizes your ad sets. So looking through, making sure I've got everything. Okay, looks like it's time to launch. Oh, I did forget something. What did I forget? No, I forgot to hit add keywords. Delete. Okay, so you can see too, they'll have suggested bids for all of these, right? Some of them being much more expensive than other keywords. You can just apply all and it'll do it for you. I'm just going to leave mine at $1. And you'll figure out that as you go, the bids matter insofar as you know how much you can pay for certain inventory based on its conversion rate, right? So you work backwards. So if your product is worth $10 and you know that 10% of your people convert, you know that you can pay up to $1 and everything underneath in order to break even on your ad spend, right? Now, typically you'd want to factor in things like what you want your profit margin to be and stuff like that, because you can lower your bid. Now, that ad won't show up as much if you're lowering your bid, but when you do that, you can, when it does show up, and it is clicked, you know that you'll typically be in line with what your business numbers are, and a lot of marketing is not marketing unto itself. It's trying to make it align with your overall business goals. So it's something to keep in mind and something we'll touch on more later. But so now I'm going to launch the campaign. And we are live. So I am going to take and keep an eye on this. And then tomorrow when I make the video, I will report back and we can compare the showdown, Jeremy versus Amazon's bidding. So and see who's better. It's me. I'm better. But we'll see for the sake of pretending that maybe somehow they beat me. So thank you for listening and hope all of you got some value out of this. If you have any questions, always hit me up in the comments, and happy marketing.